The statue was found in a house in Louisiana that contains several other goat statues. I was always weirded out by this statue. Additionally, the house featured other unusual items, such as gold-plated bone utensils, goat heads, and various goat and frog figurines. I am curious if there is any significance or symbolism associated with these items. Any ideas? It's an art by Frank Fleming. On Sunday, March 18, 2018, renowned Alabama artist Frank Fleming passed away. Born in Bear Creek, Alabama, roughly 155 miles northwest of Montgomery, in 1940, Fleming experienced a typical farm boy childhood, surrounded by animals and constantly outdoors. As a child, Fleming stuttered, and as a result of being teased by other children, he often turned to animals for company. He has said he felt more at home with animals than people as a child. Because of his love for animals, Fleming originally planned to be a biology major, but when he took an elective course in art and discovered his talent, he decided instead to get a Bachelor of Arts. Fleming's sculptures are notable for their extreme veracity of detail, which makes them highly realistic. The disjunction between the careful detailing and colorless surfaces of his works, however, lends a bizarre and many times surreal atmosphere to his pieces. Most of Fleming's works center around anthropomorphized animals, human-animal hybrids, and other organic hybrids. Humor is a common undercurrent in many of his works, which is sometimes ironic, sometimes whimsical, and sometimes directed at Southern culture. My father found it at work, and we have no idea where it came from. Works like a normal pair of scissors and only markings on it is the word Germany, etched very small. Anyone know what this is? Egg topper, a tool designed to remove the top of a soft-boiled egg. Soft-boiled eggs are typically enjoyed with a spoon and accompanied by toast fingers for dipping into the yolk. I found an old device and an unusual switch on the bathroom wall of an older factory in the United States. It appears to be an electrical device, though it may no longer be functional. The factory is still operational, but has retained many obsolete items, as it is often more cost-effective or convenient to do so. Any idea what it could be? This is an old-style thermostat. The coil could contain a liquid, the round thing a barometer-style membrane. There's that lever on the left with a number 50, which could be the temperature, used to keep a room of a dedicated chemical in a certain range, mostly seen in rooms where chemicals crystallize at just below comfortable temps, like caustic soda blends and anhydrous ammonia. I acquired it from Goodwill as a decorative piece for my betta tank. It is green and features 3 side openings, along with one at the top. The item is quite heavy and has an inscription on the bottom that I am unable to decipher. The interior is completely smooth and lacks any additional features. I attempted a reverse image search and explored various images, but it has not yielded any helpful results. Any ideas what this thing is? This is cigarette or cigar holder to lay it down while lit. You rest lit cigarettes in the side openings and the smoke comes out of the chimney at the top. I came across this image in a meme and am quite curious about its potential use. It features a large spike at the front. Is this intended to function like an unconventional single-forked forklift? Why does it have only one spike? Could it be designed to push open a gate? If that is the case, why does it have such a prominent pillar at the front instead of a flat surface? Any ideas? They use it for moving steel coils around the coil yard, and might be useful to transport those giant wheels for mining trucks too. I recently acquired this item without any accompanying information, leaving me uncertain about its nature. It is an old wooden box containing a solid, heavy material with metal fixtures on one side. The black substance inside resembles a rock-like material, though I cannot confirm its exact composition. Any ideas what this thing is? That is a trembler coil or buzz coil, sometimes called a jump box or tumbler coil, which just outputs jolts of high voltage. They had a few uses, but in this case, it was probably used to provide ignition to an automotive engine, early 20th century. The black sludge inside is a tar-like insulating compound which has hardened over time. On a Ford, I don't think this is from a Ford, but they used a few different models. If it is, then it is perhaps a tractor model. That compound was called Ford hydroline. I saw an object at a local junkyard in Hungary that stands approximately 2 to 2.5 meters tall. It appears to be constructed from a type of metal and has a bell-shaped design. I would suggest that it is likely a rocket engine cone. The two pictures depict different objects, yet they exhibit a striking resemblance, although the top portion of one appears to be missing or possibly replaced. Both objects are similar in size, material, and shape. They have been sitting at this junkyard for a year now, and it usually stored outside. Anyone know what this is? This is a 40-year-old cone from an old Soviet rocket. I'm not sure how long it has been at this scrapyard, but I'd bet money it was from some nearby Soviet facility that was abandoned after the fall and scrapped by the locals like a lot of USSR hardware. After the fall, people in a lot of places needed food, and the USSR had no claim to the materials anymore, so they were often pretty much up for grabs. This thing could be made of a variety of things. I'm not at all sure what kind of alloys the USSR might have been using in the 70s or 80s, but it is almost definitely either mostly aluminum or titanium for all the parts that are still shiny. Steel alloys, even stainless, won't hold up to the elements with this little corrosion for long. We can be sure it never saw space because it would have been pretty shredded on re-entry and would have required underwater salvage. It might have been test-fired at some point, or maybe it was never finished. It might have been a prototype or test platform, or it might have been intended to take something to space or deliver something unpleasant to another continent. It could have been a cast-off due to a manufacturing defect. I bought a house and I found an object hanging approximately 7 feet high in the shop. It is made of white, milky glass and has a diameter of about 7 inches. There is no electrical connection to it. Appears that it was made to hang, but for what? Any ideas? It's an antique smoke bell, suspended over a light fixture with an open flame to prevent the smoke from staining the ceiling. I found this in an older relative's attic. Looks like a spoon-washed scoop made of brass circle is 3 inches diameter, with a Halloween-style cat and hook port on top. I've searched across many corners of the internet to try to identify this thing, and have asked people in my family who may have interacted with it, to no avail. Any idea what it could be? It's tea caddy spoon,